Let me try this new game. Let's see.
Tattoos today are not what they were before. Dating back to the 2nd millennium BC, they originated from ancient Egypt for cultural and tribal reasons. Originally, bamboo sticks were used to penetrate the skin, allowing the ink to settle into the dermis. However, today's tattoos have significantly changed.
Ow! No, that freaking hurts! There's blood on me!
Used for medical reasons and expression.
I got tattooed not to hate my body. I have rare birth defects, many medical issues.
We met up with an experienced tattoo artist to further explore tattoos today. We asked her about employment and how this affects the tattoo industry.
What you do within life, what job you're doing, be mindful of that still, regardless. Because I love tattoos. I would tattoo my whole body, but if I'm self-employed, I'd go crazy. If I have to work for people, I have to keep in mind, I would advise, keep in mind that people still will judge you, and it might hinder your progress. I used to work for a big company, for big companies actually, in the financial industry.
Okay.
A mortgage broker, and that stuff. But I had to hide my tattoos, and when I actually showed my tattoos, they didn't want me to meet clients.
Really?
Yep, and I lost that job.
The unemployment rate for the 3 months to November 2012 is down by just 0.1% to 7.7% of the entire population.
The report says that employers are reluctant to hire otherwise qualified candidates if their faces are covered in tribal marks or tiger stripes.
As many statistics suggest tattoos increase unemployability, we ask her why teenagers today are so passionate to get them.
The American rap culture, the sleeves and all that kind of tattooing face and all that.
Taking on insight from experienced tattoo artists, we decided to explore students' motivations for getting tattoos.
I really like her. Otherwise, obviously, I wouldn't have got one. I think if you get one that's quite symbolic and has meaning, I think it's a lot better. But if you just get a random one that has no meaning, I think it's quite pointless.
I like tattoos. I think they're a good form of self-expression, but I think you got to know what you want because it's sort of irreplaceable. Yeah. So like 50 years down the line, you might not want it anymore, and it's like permanently there. So I think it's something you got to think about, but I think it's a good way to express individuality.
I think it's a brilliant way to express yourself and to express an art form on your body, on you, all the time.
I like those temporary tattoos because you can like them for now, and then you wouldn't have to think about it forever because they wouldn't be there forever. But I see it as like a piece of clothing. There's no point in having it forever.
I hate tattoos because they're popular. Today, a tattoo is nothing more than a fashion statement. A long time ago, it used to mean something.
Self-expression seems to be popular amongst student responses. We wanted to actually take a look at some of their tattoos.
How many tattoos do you have?
Probably. I've done these myself. What, 11?
About 11. Oh, and how many piercings do you have?
I've not got them all in at the moment, but about 27.
Well, I've got it here.
Yeah.
It's my middle name in Javanese, which is where my dad's is from. So it's got a lot of heritage, and it was kind of agreed with my other siblings, and especially my brother, who's got quite a few now.
I've got a full sleeve and a big skull on my leg, and then I've got like a few like kind of ones that I've done myself on my feet, and I've got like friends to do on my feet and stuff.
I have currently half a sleeve and a small tattoo on my wrist.
Are you looking to get a full sleeve?
No, simply because I know the effect that has on future employers and the effect it has on the general public. Despite the justification for tattoos, here's what employers think of them.
Folks that are covered in tattoos and have the green spiked hair cut to a mohawk, you're rendering yourself unemployable. Why should we have to pay for you?
Employers like Barney wouldn't hire those with visible tattoos, as stereotypically you would be seen as a bad influence by society, ending up on chat shows like Jeremy Kyle.
Do you work?
No.
Why don't you just not have your face covered in tattoos? Get off your backside and go and get a job and support your family.
Although many have negative perspectives on them, today getting covered in them may land you a high-paying job.
I'm Rick, or Zombie Boy, or Rico, or however you may have heard of me. I'm a performer, sideshow freak, or model, or actor. Depends where you've heard of me.
He has modelled for various makeup products and has starred in mainstream music videos from well-known artists such as Lady Gaga. Put yourself into the shoes of an employer. If you hired Rick with a job, would you let him keep his body art on display?
Everybody has their own opinion, their own ideas of what beauty is.
Judgment and discrimination is still within society today. Is it fair that these people are at an employment disadvantage?
In artist things, I think you shouldn't really judge. I think, they can look a bit unprofessional, but I also think that people are too pretentious.
Yeah.
You know, they could be really good at their job. Just because they have a tattoo, you shouldn't
judge a book by
its cover.
14 in one ear, plus my scepter, plus my nose, and I have 3 tattoos. It's something I like, so I believe you should have it at the workplace. It's no big deal. You're not harming nobody.
The society should be more open to tattooing and people with tattoos and piercings.
I take all my piercings off. I cover up my tattoos and everything when I go for an interview or anything to make sure I get the job. And then I'll try to sneak in with my piercings and see if I can work with it.
The demand for tattoo removal is soaring, as 3/4 of people later regret getting them done. Now hundreds visit laser clinics each month, despite of the high cost and discomfort.
It is quite painful. It's, I would say, on par with having the tattoo done to begin with, but a lot of people do say that it's probably a bit more uncomfortable than actually having the tattoo done. But luckily it's quick.
It's sometimes clouded how I feel about employment discrimination, because I'll have someone who'll get, a big neck tattoo, and that's the only tattoo they have, and then complain that they can't get a job. And while discrimination is wrong, of course, sometimes I have to balance my feelings out when it comes to that. There's the law, which says that in general, employers can discriminate as long as it doesn't violate Title VII of the Civil Rights Act.
The Civil Rights Act of 1964 in America protects employees and job applicants. It states that the employer can't make hiring decisions based on discriminating factors on the way you are as a person, specifically including your race, colour, religion, sex, and national origin. The Equality Act of 2010 in the United Kingdom also promotes equality with employment, and are especially against direct and indirect discrimination against certain characteristics of potential employees. So, is it right to discriminate against someone who has tattoos or body modifications?